Hello, how's it going? I thought we could do a what my 5 to 9 looks like after my 9 to 5 kind of little vlog situation. It is Monday, March 10th? Question mark? Today is the 10th. I literally just got home. The only thing I've done is changed my shirt because I didn't want to have to cover my company logo. And I went and got the mail, and there is plenty of it in here. Let's hope I'm not doxing myself. There's nothing on that label. Okay, good. I was expecting that box on the bottom, was not expecting the 2 envelopes. So here's what we're gonna do. Come here, Frankie. This one needs to go. This one needs to go outside and go potty. So we're gonna go take her for her little afternoon walk. And then we're gonna come back, open some book mail, and plan the rest of our evening. So I will see you all in a bit. Okay, I'm back. It's like 5:30. My dog has been walked. My broccoli has been chopped. It is sitting in the sink with some veggie wash on it right now in the strainer. My oven is preheating, and so now it is a good time to open book mail. Okay, this one is from HarperCollins. I have requested a lot of things, / said yes to a lot of things, but I don't always know what's coming. Like sometimes they don't tell you when it's being mailed out. 6 Days in Bombay by Alka Joshi. This cover is gorgeous, look at that. It says, from the New York Times bestselling author of The Henna Artist, the sweeping novel of identity and self-discovery takes readers from 1937 Bombay to Istanbul, Prague, Florence, Paris, and London to uncover the mystery behind a famous painter's death. It says, when renowned painter Mira Novak arrives at Wadia Hospital in Bombay after a miscarriage, she expects to make a quick recovery, and her nurse Sona is excited to learn more about the voracious artist who shares her half-Indian identity. Sona, yearning for a larger life, finds herself carried away by Mira's stories of her travels and exploits and is shocked by accounts of many lovers the painter has left scattered throughout Europe. When Mira dies quite suddenly and mysteriously, Sona falls under suspicion and her quiet life is upended. The key to proving Sona's innocence may lie in a cryptic note in 4 paintings Mira left in her care, sending the young woman on a mission to visit the painter's former friends and lovers across a tumultuous Europe, teetering toward war. On the precipice of discovering her own identity, Sona learns that the painter's charming facade hid a far more complicated, troubled soul. In her first standalone novel since her best-selling debut, The Henna Artist, Alka Joshi uses the life of painter Amrita Shergill, the Frida Kahlo of India, as inspiration for the story's beginning, to explore how far we'll travel to determine where we truly belong. But this comes out April 15th, and I have been looking for something to fit the like historical romance, woman has a job that she wouldn't have during that time period kind of vibe. Like, I love Veronica Speedwell. I'm completely caught up. I have really liked Amelie Howard's historical romance series and just some others that where the romance isn't even like my favorite part necessarily, but it's a part of it. And I don't know that this one's going to have much romantic entanglements, but I love the idea of this woman going on this quest, specifically in the 1930s, kind of in a time where a woman traveling alone to do those kinds of things was odd. And I love that. So thank you, HarperCollins, for sending this to me. This comes out April 15th. Go pre-order it if that sounded interesting to you, or put a request in to your library. I love doing that when I hear about titles and I'm not sure if a pre-order is right for me. Like, I don't know if I'm going to love it. I will put a request into my library for it. So this is from Simon & Schuster. Ooh, The Tournament by Rebecca Barrow. 3 girls, 1 winner, no mercy. Okay, this has to be from Simon Teen. I got accepted into their influencer program last month, and they sent me this form and they're like, hey, fill this out if you want, if you're interested in any of these titles, and if they're available we'll send them to you, but or we'll send you a NetGalley widget. And I got a bunch of NetGalley widgets and I was super excited about that. And then they were like, also, you guys probably have some stuff coming in the mail, but you know, keep an eye out. And this is one of them. I love a games situation, especially when it's set at a school. So this says, Gardner isn't like other boarding schools. There's a survival skills class that has students killing and gutting animals. Then there's The Tournament, a competition available only to 7 elite seniors. The tournament is revered by the entire student body. They do almost anything, including completing a series of grueling physical challenges to win the Champions Cup. And this year, 3 seniors make the tournament more cutthroat than ever. Max, the ruthless scholarship student who can't afford any distractions, not even her ex-best friend Nora's stupid confession of love at the end of last year that ruined everything between them. Nora, who has always stepped back so that Max could have everything she wanted, but might just be ready for center stage now that Max has brutally excised herself from Nora's life. And Teddy, the last chance transfer who will chase any high that can pull her back from the gaping dark void inside herself that's always threatening to drag her in. This year, the competition is deadly, and everyone might not make it out alive. This sounds so good. I'm so glad I requested this. This comes out in June. It doesn't give me a specific date. It just says June 2025. What if this gets me out of my reading slump? Because your girl hasn't been reading anything. And what is a YA mystery thriller with short chapters but for slump busting? So we're going to give this a shot. Okay, in this big box, this I did know was coming. This is also from Simon Teen. And on that same form was an option for these different boxes for things. This is the summer box, which is the one that I was most interested in. Woo! Look at there. Okay, so first, this book might be about Zinnia by Brittany Morris. This comes out in July. It says, 2 moments in time, 2 very different girls, and one story that connects them both. It's the year 2024, and Zinnia Davis is on a mission to ace her personal essay. But when an admissions rep hints that her adoption story is lacking heart, she has to figure out a new spin. Frankly, Zinnia doesn't know much about her birth parents. That is, until her favorite author releases a new novel, Little Heart, about a princess with a heart-shaped birthmark on her forehead and separated from her mother at birth, just like Zinnia. Could this be her birth mother? Flashback to 2006, and teenager Tuesday Walker is barely making it through high school after experiencing a loss that had her on leave for months. To cope, Tuesday writes a series of entries in a journal, but when the journal is lost, it feels like reliving the trauma all over again. Tuesday's search for the journal uncovers dangerous secrets about her past, her crush, and her own mother's story. If Tuesday isn't careful in her search, Zinnia will have to reap the consequences in the present. This almost sounds like... I can't tell if maybe we're in the book in the flashback, or if this has some sort of like magical realism to it and things that are happening in Tuesday's timeline affect Zinnia. This sounds so good. This comes out in July. So, Island Creatures by Margarita Engel. Take a look at that. This says, every day Vida reads to the creatures at the Wildlife Rescue Center and dreams of her childhood in Cuba, where she and her best friend Adon adventured through the island rescuing animals from harm. Unbeknownst to her, Adon has also moved to Florida and is feeling trapped in his new home, buffeted by the stormy fights between his abuelo and papi. When a chance encounter with a captive fox leads to the reunion, Vida and Adon are able to find refuge from the cruelty that surrounds them in their soaring, rekindled romance. Their love reaches new heights as they work together at a zoo that rescues rare species, but soon they realize that this peace is only temporary. Much like the wildlife they protect, Vida and Adon are caught in a cycle of distrust and heartlessness. As old family grudges and painful memories come to light, will they and their families learn to heal and forgive each other for a brighter, kinder future? This almost sounds like Hatfield and McCoy's kind of vibe between like when they talk about like their like rival families, but like they get along. Or hell, a little Romeo and Juliet, but less tragic, I hope. I'm excited to read this. This also is really short. It is... It's written in verse. Oh my god, it's written in verse. That's so exciting. Okay, and it's like barely over 200 pages. We might have a winner. Okay, and the last one in here is The Art of Exile by Andrea Max. Look at that. Like the competing colors. Okay. Unlike the high-achieving members of her family's secret society, Ada Castle has mastered nothing but the art of falling for the wrong guys. But now she finally has a chance to prove her worth. She just needs to gain access to a hidden school that her family has been trying to locate for generations. Granted, she accidentally goes on a date with the recruiter first and then is temporarily abducted, but Ada manages to secure herself an invitation to the Genesis Institute, where descendants of exiled Renaissance masters practice long-lost arts and sciences. The school is a utopia of sustainable technology, medical advancements, and myths come to life, yet they are unjustly hoarding their resources. Ada goes undercover to steal their innovations for the rest of the world, but Genesis nurtures her creativity and challenges her views, and she can't help but fall for the school. And maybe for her frustratingly off-limits recruiter turned mentor too. Ada's tangle of lies start to unravel when one of her new friends goes missing. To rescue her, Ada is forced to work with a dangerous and dangerously hot classmate whose suspicions threaten her cover. And when the information she shared with her family puts her missing friend and all of Genesis in peril, she'll have to choose whom to betray: the family she loves or the school that has helped her find herself. This sounds incredible. The best thing I ever did was signing up for the Simon Teen Influencer Program, because I would have never heard of these books. I don't think. Pats on the back to me. This is great. Okay, well, that was all for Book Mail with Rebecca. I'm going to save this box because I'm manifesting that some people are going to buy some books from my Pango shop, which I have linked down below, by the way, if you ever want to shop my shelves, because I am a fearless unhauler. So if I don't want something on my shelf anymore, it just won't be there. And it usually goes on Pango. Or if it's like an ARC, I put it in a little free library or something. But my shelves are a mess. As you can see behind me, this is one of the things on my to-do list this week. I get anxiety every time I come in my room to go to sleep because I have all of these books on the shelves here. There's that stack over there, the pile of clothes in my reading chair, which means I can't even sit in my reading chair, and everything just feels messy. And I can't stand it. So I'm going to put the clothes away and the sheets and things. Actually, I need to change my sheets, so maybe I'll put the sheets that are in there on the bed. I need to do a load of laundry. I have an idea in my head for an Instagram post based on a couple scenes from The Office that I thought would be kind of fun. Maybe I'll do it as like a little series, because that just sounds like a good time. So let's do that. So let's go rinse the broccoli off, put it in the oven, and then we will use the cooking timer as magical productive time to get other things done. All right, let's go. Okay, apologies if you can hear my washer, but that's the part of having a productive evening, is doing things even though they're loud and interrupt your filming, but hopefully this mic is helping. My dinner is ready. I have some sourdough that I made yesterday, some leftover chicken thighs, and I put a little barbecue sauce in the middle, and then I have some heavily seasoned broccoli. If you struggle to eat your vegetables and you grew up in a household like mine where my mother's cooking was leaving things to be desired, try veggies again and just season the fuck out of them. They deserve it. So I'm going to eat this. I'm going to watch the newest episode of, I say episode, it's a YouTube channel, but they're episodes to me of And They Were Readers. John and Sierra, I love their channel. I will insert a little clip of them here so you can see their channel. They're so fun. They're doing like just February wrap-up. So I'm going to watch that. And I can just tell that my brain is restless, and instead of trying to force myself to read some more, although I did get a couple pages of Promise Me Sunshine in while I was waiting for my dinner to heat up, I think I'm going to work on that Instagram post I was mentioning, how I've like kind of have this niggling idea in my head. I think I just need to let some creative energy flow, so that is what we're going to do tonight. And then I think I'm also going to try to plan out either some more posts or some videos. I would really love to get my like backlog drafts, if you will, up for both TikTok and YouTube. And I'm thinking of some recommendation videos, especially because you guys seem to love my last recommendations video and left a lot of comments about things that you would like to continue to see from me, or like other subjects I should cover. So I think I'm going to work on that a little bit tonight, and I will check in with you after I finished eating. It is 8:05 p.m. and I have no idea where my evening went. I have been, you know what, I spent an embarrassing amount of time trying to find the clip I was looking for The Office in a way that I could screenshot, because I own the entire series and it's in my iTunes account. I can look it up from Apple TV Plus, but because it's DRM, you can't screenshot that. And I was like trying to see, is there an app I can use for this? Is there something else I can do? And as I was looking, I realized NBC has so many clips on their YouTube channel for this. It has to be on there. And sure enough, it was on there. And so I was able to go on there and snag it. So now I'm just plugging in my MMCs because this is my life on Canva now. I don't think you can actually see that, but it's just me plugging in book boyfriends. And so this is how I'm going to spend my evening, is doing this. And you can do up to 20 on Instagram now, which is honestly a little wild. But I think I'm going to try and keep it to like maybe 8 to 10. I feel like that's the sweet spot, because I want this to be something that's like funny and shareable, but I don't want it to be so many that people are just like swiping, you know? So that's what we're going to do. And then I think I might watch a few episodes and try and find maybe one for Jim and Pam, or like Michael and Holly, and like do this as like a fun little like series, because this is something that I can do fairly easily, because it took me, once I found the screenshot I wanted and I did the line up top and like edited the photo, that all took me maybe 10-12 minutes, and the rest at the bottom is me just plugging in MMCs, which is the easiest part. Except there are so many that I don't want to do too many. So I figure, okay, well, maybe if I save some of them and put them on a different one, I could do that instead. So that's where I'm at right now, is doing the fun part. So I think I might say goodnight to you here, because this is what I'm doing the rest of the night, even though technically it's 8 p.m. And I don't know, maybe I'll give you one more update and let you know how many of these I got done, because in theory I would like to get a few more done, or get outlines done for a few videos like I mentioned before. So I'll give you one more update at 9 p.m. and then we will call it a night. It is 9:26 p.m. and I have basically just made the same meme twice. I decided to split it between a sports romance edition and a contemporary edition, because there were just too many that I wanted to put in there. Hi. I'm updating the people. So anyway, that is what I'm doing. I'm wrapping that up now, and this one needs some attention, so I'm going to give it to her. And, oh, okay. And then we're off to bed, because I'm a sleepy little girl, because daylight savings started yesterday, spring forward, and I feel like I lost multiple hours of sleep and not just one. So we're going to go to bed, and then we will do this all over again tomorrow. Oh, that's better. Hello. From me at an awkward angle, I've been fighting with my tripod. We're just gonna leave it down here. You saw one day of what 5 to 9 looks like in my daily life, because I accidentally used the S&Q feature on this Sony camera that I hate with a fiery passion, because who wants to film in with no sound? I don't understand, but whatever. So I lost that footage because I can't bring sound back to that, I don't think. And yeah, so thanks for watching one day of my life. We'll try this vlogging thing again. It's just gonna take some time for me to get back in the habit and for it to feel fun again. So we're working on it. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in another video soon.